found this, they call it heavy texture acrylic paint that you can pipe like icing. And that's the part I'm up to. And I'm very scared of doing it and screwing it up.
On the giant cat you're building back there.
Yes. It's not this particular cat. This one I got at last year's auction. It's a different cat, but I illustrated that for the idea. Like the auction I help run, we get these cat sculptures and local artists paint them, and then we auction them off. And I'm at the part of mine that I'm scared of. Why are you scared of it? Because it's the part most likely to get screwed up. It's art. You can't screw up art. You just make different art. Oh, but you can. Well, I mean, it might not be good, but it still technically counts. And that's the thing. Like, if I was doing it just for me, I wouldn't care as much. But we're supposed to sell these things, so I really need it not to look like piece of crap. Just get like some condiment bottles with paint on it and just hose it down and call it a Jackson Pollock. Someone literally did that last year. So we can't do it again. Okay. Great minds, so I have to suppose, pipe. Or stupid minds. And I did used to make ice cream cakes at my high school job, but it's been a while. So my piping skills, I've been practicing. See, I do a lot of stuff with, electronics and hands-on stuff. I can't stand anything that's liquidy or goo because I can't predict it. If it's a screw, it's got certain measurements and it goes in the right hole. If you cut something, you can cut it to exact. You measure and you cut, but liquid just sort of goes, wee. I hate that. And you'll be very excited to hear that one of my minors in college was watercolor illustration. Was literally taking watercolor and making photorealistic illustration with it. Spray paint, and every time I try to do something with spray paint, I still up because liquid and goo. It's all random. Is Valkyrie? Oh, Valkyrie is just staring. Valkyrie, you're on the show. Valkyrie on the show? Yeah. Isn't that exciting? She's like, it's not really that exciting. No, it's not. She's like, I'm not really super impressed, but like, do your stupid human business, I guess. All right. Well, we don't this week. Well, we don't really have so much of a theme connecting everything together. And it's just a whole lot of weird stuff happened. So we'll just, and some of it was you sent me one. Everybody sent me that one. I was hoping I got like an obscure one. Dang it. Nope. That just happened across my feed on I forget which social media platform. That's upsetting. We'll see how the patchwork goes. Each week, Catherine, the Radio Dead Air audience, go out in the worldwide interwebs, find all sorts of horrible stuff, bring it back here for a little thing we like to call What the Fuck is Wrong with You? And we're going to start with an update from last week. Well, not last week, a couple weeks back. Is it Earring Guy? No, it's not Earring Guy. Earring Guy's done. No, this is, you remember a couple weeks back, some awful motherfucker decided that he was going to mess up that Paddington statue. Yeah. And we thought, we thought that we were trying to come up, racking our brain for motivations. Well, we now know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. Do you know, John Oliver covered this last night? The Paddington shit? Yeah, and he had video. Do we have video?
No, but I beat him to it.
He had like
by
security.
A couple of weeks.
He had like security video of the kids like fucking up Paddington.
Well, they caught them. They're a couple of Royal Air Force engineers. And yeah, I know. The judge, two RAF engineers were out on a bender in Berkshire. So these two idiots got really drunk and went out, and they just, because they were drunk, they're like, "Oi, let's take home Paddington." Now, it doesn't mention how they got it off the bench.
The video that I saw, I don't think they were trying to steal Paddington. They like kicked him in the face a bunch of times.
Yeah. They also put it in they called like an Uber, and they put it in the Uber with them.
Oh my God.
And then when they got, one of them put it in the trunk of his car. Part of the Paddington bear statue was later found hidden in the trunk of Lawrence's car. So this was simple. These two idiots are just walking down the street in the middle of the night. No one's around. They're like, "Hey, fuck this bear."
The judge called their actions, quote, "the antithesis of everything Paddington stands for." He's a cartoon bear.
You're really trying to shame these two shitheads.
Right. Like, are we going to act like they beat up Malala? Like, I'm not saying it's okay.
It's not okay.
But it's a cartoon bear.
It's fiberglass, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just shitty. It's a shitty thing
Paddington,
to do.
as I understand it, mostly stands for marmalade sandwiches.
They got sentenced to 12 months community sentence and about 3,000 pounds each to repair the statue. It was just
funny. I was just talking about these cat sculptures. They're made out of the same stuff. It's fiberglass.
So it was
not easy to break.
So it was just drunk and stupid. Also this week, I guess this isn't really an update. This is just what? Last week we had a story where a guy kept fucking around with a lighter on a plane, and they turned the plane around because he wouldn't behave himself. And
we found out you're allowed to bring lighters on planes.
Apparently. This week we got another plane got turned around, but this time it was the pilot's fault. Plane turns around after pilot forgets passport.
Oh.
A United Airlines 787 flying from Los Angeles to China had to turn around this weekend after it was discovered one of the pilots had taken off without their passport. Flight 198 departed LAX with 257 passengers and 13 crew on board. 2 hours later, the plane turned around and headed for San Francisco, where it landed around 5 p.m. The pilot did not have their passport on board. We arranged for a new crew to take our customers to their destination that evening. Customers were provided with meal vouchers and compensation.
So,
meal vouchers.
Don't the air crew have to go through security?
You'd think, especially if they're going.
I think they have a separate expedited line.
Yeah.
But you'd think they have to go through security. How did this not get caught until 2 hours into the flight?
And it's 2 hours into the flight. He's like, I forgot something.
How do you announce that to the plane?
Did I pack my charger? Yeah, I packed my charger.
But like Nash,
taken care of.
He had to tell them.
This is your pilot speaking. We're gonna have to be making a little bit of a round back to San Francisco because someone, and I'm not naming names here, but someone forgot their passport.
Like,
good thing that cockpit door locks, because I just don't know how you got this far in.
Now you've done cross Atlantic flights. I've done cross continental flights. It's a miracle of modern coordination that we are able to get these people from here to here and then to their next flights. That's not happening now for about 250 people. So everybody's just going to be stuck in Shanghai for a few hours.
Isn't that how Lost started? No.
That's not.
Lost started with a giant electromagnet causing the plane to go down. No passport issues.
Technically, Lost started in the 60s, and there was a van, and there was time travel.
I mean, technically Lost started in like ancient Egyptian, Roman. Yeah, like ancient Egyptian / Roman times, actually. Because that's when Alice and Janney shows up. Yeah, Alice and Janney.
All right, let's move on. This is the one you sent me. And, normally this is just sort of like a local story. So I'm like, well, this is just weird, but this is just really weird.
But it's like Howard Hughes levels of weird.
What the hell is going on? This would keep me up at night. I would be fucking freaked out. It's a lot of pee. Man has no idea who is putting gallons of urine in his recycling bin or why. Gallons. Man living in Portland, Oregon neighborhood is wondering who is putting gallons of urine in his recycling bin and why.
Gallons.
Alex Van Dyne said doing? There's a U, there's a Y, there's an N. That's it. That's all you got. DUYN. Said the problem started in September when he noticed his recycling bin had not been collected. So I went to open up the blue bin, and lo and behold, there was a nice deposit of gallon-sized bottles of urine, to put it plainly, and there were 6 of them. The recycling hauler
6 gallons of urine.
6 gallons. Refused to take the bin's contents because urine is a biohazard. If
it is.
A garbage bin, it would have been collected. The mystery man didn't stop and kept dropping bottles of urine in the bin. Eventually, Alex stopped putting the bins out to the curb altogether, hoping the man would quit. And he did, but he moved on to using the neighbor's garbage bins instead. I don't know why he's hitting the same location so many times. It doesn't make sense to me. It captured surveillance video of the man showing up to his house, getting out of his car, and placing bottles of urine in the recycling bin.
You can just dump those out anywhere.
Yeah, there's a little sewer grate. No, this is targeted, right? Okay, so this dude is putting the urine here, right? For reasons.
But more than that, he's collecting it for weeks at a time. Because, I've never measured how much I urinate a day because I'm not an insane person. Yeah. But I don't think you urinate 6 gallons in a day.
Well, it depends. I mean,
look,
is there beer involved?
The color of that urine is not the color of that urine is not the color of the urine of a hydrated person. Okay, that took time. That's not somebody who's mainlining water so they can pee more. So, if you ever get to the point in your life where you are literally collecting bottles of your own urine, and it's not because we've learned how to run cars on it, you need therapy and perhaps medication. And I don't say that as an insult, because I really think every single person would benefit from therapy. But you need professional help.
I would be up awake at night, just a nervous wreck because of this, because this means something. There is, even if it's weird and twisted, there is a reason for this.
I also want to point out one of those bottles looks like that urine. One of those bottles looks like that urine's a little bloody. So see your doctor. You got a kidney problem.
But yeah, like what the fuck?
Like, what level of fucking insane do you have to be to collect gallons of your own urine and then drive them to somebody's house?
Have you never heard? I mean, what's the problem? Do you not know what liquid plumber is?
And, well, the thing is, it's a male. Y'all can just pee anywhere.
Technically, yes.
You come equipped with a fucking flesh hose. You can just pee anywhere. This isn't necessary.
God, I hope this isn't a sex thing. Maybe we'll find out one day. But in the meanwhile, just
could be menstrual piss. Could be. I mean, the person says the camera picked up a male. Could be a trans male or a non-binary person, and it could be menstrual blood. That is true.
This is a dude.
I feel like the chances are that it's just a cis dude who's insane and has a UTI.
Or maybe it's insane, or maybe there's like a targeted reason, like harassment, but he's got the wrong address. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't care if there's a reason. The reason. What reason could there be that would make this not insane?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. But
because I can usually do some fucking gymnastics and get there, but no.
I hate this. All right. Next up. This is just a truly bless your heart moment. And okay. What's that old saying? May you, it's the old Irish saying, may you get to heaven 10 minutes before the devil knows you're dead.
May you be in heaven half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. They named the first episode of Daredevil Born Again after that, so I'm a little disappointed that you got it wrong. Well,
what happens if you're not dead? Bulgarian football club Arda Kardzali apologized after holding minute silence for former player who is still alive. Bulgarian football team has apologized for holding a minute silence. Arda Kardzali, which is located in southern Bulgarian town of Kardzali, and playing in the country's top division, held the minute silence in honor of Petko Ganshev before Sunday's game. Both teams lined up to the center circle before kicking off a 1-1 draw, bowing their heads to mourn Ganshev. But before the match was over, Arda posted on their Facebook page saying they received wrong information about Ganshev's death. Management of PFC Arda would like to express a huge apology to former Arda player Petko Ganshev and his relatives after the club received wrong information about his death. We wish many more years of good health and success to the success of Arda.
But think about what a fantastic troll this would be if the guy was just the world's worst goalie. We're going to have a moment of silence because clearly your goalie has died because we beat you 17-2 and it's soccer.
No, just this poor, you got to imagine.
That's what came to my head.
You got to imagine this poor guy's watching the match and he's like,
right?
What? Wait, what?
And you're like
you got to check for a second, right?
I feel okay. God, can you guys see me? I feel like you would freak out a little bit, right? And be like, oh my God, am I a ghost?
Honey, get a pottery wheel.
did I die and have no idea? Because there are movies where that happens, right? Like, am I like Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense? Spoiler alert.
Just this is poor bastard.
Like, I would freak out a little bit. I would call somebody and be like, "You can hear me, right?"
And you know everybody is going to be fucking with him for weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to be calling up and offering condolences and shit like, haha, motherfucker, yeah, this is funny. You think you're fucking smart.
I mean, as long as someone shows up with a casserole.
Fair enough.
Do they do casseroles? Do they do casseroles in Bulgaria? I don't know.
I don't know. They probably do. I mean, it's Bulgaria. The food is probably amazing.
Yeah, but I think casseroles are kind of a uniquely American thing.
It is, yeah. We're moving on to
Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Bulgaria.
What?
He's Dracula. He's the undead.
Tara.
The undead.
Tara.
Oh, it's right there.
Going to Greece.
That needs to be his new brand. Like,
well, speaking of statues and artwork this week, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Well, actually, no. This guy's trash is
Dracula's Romanian. Okay, sorry. Dracula's Romanian.
Well,
boy, the YouTube comments are going to be a shit show.
You're stepping on my jokes. I got the jokes, and you're stepping on the jokes. Why are you stepping on my jokes?
The chat is being pedantic at me.
Look, my poor joke. It's on the ground. You step all over it. It's dead.
I know it's
my
Romanian.
Joke is dead.
Okay.
My joke is dead. You killed my joke. Why you kill my joke? Why you kill my joke? We'll have a funeral for my joke.
Because they've been telling me for 10 minutes now that Dracula is Romanian.
See, you can't. You gotta. I don't look at the shit.
And the YouTube comments are going to be a fucking disaster.
My joke, she did. We have a funeral for the joke.
Would you
In
like a
lieu of
mulligan on the
flowers,
joke?
please send donations to the local comedy store. The joke is dead.
But the joke isn't real. But the joke isn't really dead. You can tell it again. See that segue?
No,
I was just helping you out.
Anyway, 2,000-year-old statue found abandoned in a garbage bag in Greece. Marble statue of a woman believed to be more than 2,000 years old was found abandoned in a garbage bag. A resident discovered the 80-centimeter headless statue beside a trash bin outside Greece's second largest city. The man turned it over to local authorities, who contacted archaeologists to assess the significance. Police said experts, following initial evaluation, determined the piece dates to the Hellenistic era, a period roughly between 320 and 30 BC. It's marked by a flourishing of art and culture following the conquest of Alexander the Great, that son of a bitch. The statue was sent for further examination. Police opened an investigation to determine who discarded the statue, briefly detained the man for questioning, who was later released without charges. What the fuck?
The statue was found near the city of Thessaloniki, which, fun fact, my Tremere character that I played for 6 years was named Thessaly after that city. But, like, how did you come to be in possession of this?
Where did you get this from?
And why did you Marie Kondo that shit?
What I'm thinking is he knocked the head off of it on accident, and he's trying to just pass it, like, put it in the garbage and be like, yo.
Just trying to destroy the evidence.
Yep. Just sort of.
I mean, that's crazy, though, because the Venus de Milo has no arms, and look how much that's worth. David has a small dick. It's all right.
2,000 years old. 2,000 3,000 fucking years old, and you put it in a garbage bag. Like, did you think this shit came from Home Depot or something?
You need to really hope the Greek gods aren't real, because they were vengeful fucks.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What the hell? Look at this guy. Can you believe this shit?
Tara played Masquerade, bro. That's how we know each other. Yeah, so, you're definitely you're cursed as fuck. It's going to take you 10 years to get home from the grocery store.
And all like many of these stories, we just have bits of what's happening. We don't know. We're missing so much context. It's just like we're in media res. We're just stumbling into the middle. You wander in like a child.
Like, what happened here? Well, whose head was? Where's the head?
Where is the head? All right. We're going Kansas for this one. And
yes, we met in a chat room making fun of Navikin, but the chat room was for the gaming club we were in.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to try and come up with some sort of Monsters, Inc. tie-in for this week because, wow. There's the old cliche of, Mom, there's a monster under my bed. And you go and check, and there's no monster in the bed. The kid just wants attention, or the kid's just scared of the dark. You know, so this, I think if this actually ever happened to me, this would fuck me up for life. Monster under bed in Kansas town leads to arrest. Great Bend, Kansas. A babysitter discovered a man hiding under a child's bed near Great Bend. Barton County Sheriff's Office says a babysitter was putting the children to bed when one of them told her that, quote, a monster was under their bed. The babysitter, hoping to comfort the child by showing them there was nothing, looked under the bed and came face to face with a man hiding underneath. I would have a heart attack. I would immediately have, I would be just fucking heart attack dead right there. Be like, oh, there's nothing. Oh, fuck, I'm dead.
The next sentence.
Yeah. There was an altercation. And a babysitter and a child were knocked over. The man fled the home before the sheriffs arrived. The man was identified as someone who used to live at the house, but was barred from being there due to a protection from abuse order.
Oh my God, it's Mom's Psycho X.
The sheriff's office say deputies continued searching for the man in the area in the morning. He was found near the home again, and after a short foot pursuit, he was taken into custody. So the cops are already there. You've already been busted. There's already shit going on. You run away, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to circle back now. It'll be fine.
I started babysitting at 13 years old. I made $2.50 an hour because I'm old.
There are waitresses who still make that much these days, actually.
I can't imagine 13-year-old me looking under a kid's bed and having a fucking fight Mom's Psycho X.
This will fuck you up for life. Because 13 is on that cusp, right? Because when you hit 13, you're like, okay, monsters aren't real. But you're still enough of a kid to go, but maybe.
And I used to watch Twin Peaks while I babysat on Saturday nights, which was a terrible idea. For the same reason.
Yep. Like, good God. And what the fuck was this guy doing under the kid's bed?
Traumatizing them?
If you're 27 years old and you're underneath a child's bed, many things have gone wrong in your life.
Yeah.
You have had many choices laid out in front of you, and you have chosen the wrong one. It's actually kind of eerie how much you've chosen the wrong choices.
You have chosen poorly.
It's like you can't flip a coin And you have to, it won't always, it's like the odds of flipping a coin for like so many times, and it's got to be heads or tails. But you flip the coin, and it was bad though every time. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
Just motherfucker.
I mean, yeah, someone suggested he might have been there to kidnap one of the kids, which is a terrifying possibility.
He's being held on $500,000 bond.
As he fucking should.
God damn.
I don't know about you. I saw the original Friday the 13th. Too young. And I used to pointedly keep a bunch of shit under my bed because of the scene with Kevin Bacon, where the knife like comes up through the mattress and through his throat, which I don't even know how long a knife that would have to be. But like I saw that, and literally I can't even tell you for how long I purposely kept shit stuffed under my bed.
Yeah, because if there's a supernatural, gigantic 7-foot monster killer, a couple of shoe boxes are sure to thwart him.
A couple of shoe boxes. I have ADHD. I crammed a 3-year wardrobe under that motherfucker, and it was a twin bed. A couple of shoe boxes.
Well, finally, we have Florida, of course. What is that? The classic, I just want to walk off into the sea. Just let the sea take me. Well, this guy tried. The dumbest way possible.
Arrow.
Florida man, 21, drove dad's car into the ocean. Defendant was angry at his parent. And look at that mugshot. He's like, yeah, I fucking did.
Fuck your car, Dad.
I did. Fuck your car,
Dad.
Dad.
They're mad at you now because Jason didn't kill Kevin Bacon. You would have gotten killed in Scream. You would have gone down just like Drew Barrymore.
I don't give a shit.
Well, they're mad.
Well, who cares? Look at me. I'm here not caring. You're caring more than I care. That's scary to say that Joshua Kuss, K-U-S-S, Joshua Kuss had borrowed his father's car, but failed to return the vehicle to his parents' Jacksonville Beach residence. Around 2 a.m., cops received a report of an auto in the ocean. Upon arriving at the beach, officers spotted the Volvo XC70 floating in the water. Police soon located Kuss since his father had been pinging the location of his son's phone. Kuss copped to ocean littering, which was a stupid move, and said that he had recently argued with his father and aunt. Kuss had sent his two relatives a 1 a.m. text warning that, quote, I'm going to drive into the car into the Atlantic Ocean. However, Kuss advised that they did not take this threat seriously. Well, you can't say he's not. You can't say that he's not honest. Yeah. He did warn you.
You picked the wrong day to call his bluff.
He literally warned you. Kuss, investigators allege, sought to, quote, use a cinder block to send the car to the ocean. That only works in the movies, kid. That's not how that. When that failed, he got into the car and drove it into the water. He reported turning on, quote, all the lights to make sure no one was nearby before accelerating
he put a cinder block
the ocean.
On the gas pedal.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Okay.
That never works. That never fucking works.
No? Oh.
While driving, he grinned and wished he could point his middle finger at his father and aunt, a cop reported. Kuss reportedly told one officer, quote, hopefully they will listen to me now. Well, my days of not taking you seriously are certainly coming to a middle.
Yeah. What did they fight over?
I don't know, but after his father decided to press charges, Cuss was arrested on a felony criminal mischief. He's being held in county jail in lieu of $2,500 bond. Yeah, that's the thing. When you piss off the people who are obligated to bail you out, they're not going to bail you out.
Yeah, they're not gonna. No.
Like, family is like, it's like, hello, Dad, I'm in jail. That's the classic. But you kind of fucked that, didn't you?
Yeah. Joshua has, in a letter to his son's sentencing judge, his father wrote, Joshua has a lot of work ahead of him, and I can only hope he learns from his mistake and turns it into a good life lesson. If that isn't the daddiest sentence to ever dad, well, I hope you've learned your lesson, son.
I love everything about this, including the fact is like, okay, well, I will drive the car into the ocean. He's fucking Milton from fucking Office Space.
Yes.
Okay. He literally did it.
How fast do you have to be going to actually get a car, like to not have the tide just throw it back? I guess low tide is different.
I have no idea. I don't know cars,
like ocean,
and I've never driven one into the ocean.
Yeah, I've never tried to drive a car into the ocean. But I guess at low tide, it would be a lot easier.
I suppose. I've never... what the fuck? Look, I've had my issues with my parents in the past, right?
Sure,
but it never occurred to me, there's an ocean right there, and they have a car. This will solve my problems.
No,
it won't.
I like that. Was he officially charged with ocean littering? Because that
that was just some hyperbole.
Okay.
No, he's felony criminal mischief.
Okay.
I love the last name.
Yeah, and I grew up on Long Island, and so I was surrounded by ocean, and it never occurred to me to drive the car into the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know about most people, but when the car is in the water, mistake has been made.
Yeah, usually. Unless it's one of those duck boats. If your dad has a duck boat, go crazy.
Thanksgiving is going to be awkward this year. No.
Well, he's going to be in prison.
No, not that long. It's just criminal.
Duck boats are amphibious vehicles. They do tours of Boston in them, where like it drives on land and then it turns into a boat.
Oh yeah, I
don't understand.
The wheels go. Yeah.
Yeah. So if your dad has one of those, fucking mazel tov. Go crazy.
If your dad has one of those, you have other problems. But yeah,
he's a felony criminal mischief.
He's going to be in jail 90 days. 90 fucking days, if at most. He'll probably get like community service and shit.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think he's invited to Thanksgiving.
No, probably not. Probably not. And creating a nuisance. So what did we learn this week? We've learned you can't solve your problems by driving off into the ocean. It sounds nice in theory, but there's a lot of, logistics.
And your Tesla might eventually do it for you.
Just have a little patience. Yeah. We've learned if the kid says there's a monster under the bed, maybe keep in the back of your head that you might want to take that seriously. Maybe. Yeah. I swear to God, that kid is going to, the rest of her life, that babysitter is.
Yeah. That's getting used forever.
Yes.
Really? I can't have my friend sleep over. Do you remember that time I said there was a monster under my bed and you didn't believe me and it was boyfriend?
That kid is going to milk the shit out of that. We've learned that sometimes you're driving along the road, you can see people have thrown out an old couch or maybe an entertainment system, or sometimes it's a 2,000-year-old statue. So you never know.
Yeah.
There are deals we made. We've learned that if you're going to honor a deceased person who you respect, maybe check that they're actually dead first. I would have been so mad. I would have been calling them up, motherfucker, I am not dead. I would have been having words.
I got to be honest, like, I am just the right level of mentally ill that I would have been fucking concerned. I would have called everybody I know just to make sure that I was not, in fact, dead and haunting my own house.
You're like Invisible Boy. Can you see me? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I would have been on fucking live stream. Like, hey, am I here?
We've learned sometimes when they don't take your recycling, maybe you're off schedule, or maybe it's full of urine. You can never tell. It's just one of the things that happen.
This is why I keep my cans inside my garage.
And finally, we've learned that even pilots forget their passports, but everyone has to suffer for it.
But you know, as airline mishaps in this day and age go, you could do worse.
Well, that's depressing.
Always look on the brighter side of life.
That works on levels and not the good ones.